Hello everyone, I'm Zitong Zhang. I will present a paper Top2Pano which published on ICCV2025. Top2Pano turns a top-down image like real top-down images or floor plan plus a camera position into a photorealistic geometry-consistent panorama. From real maps, it produces multiple plausible layout feasible views approaching the ground truth. From floor plans, it enables style control like Chinese-style stone wall, while keeping geometry fixed. First, the panoramic image generation and cross-view synthesis. Text to panoramic images diffusion produces pretty results, and set to ground cross-view learns strong prayers. But both struggle to respect room geometry when only a top-down cue is provided. Second, layout-guided scene generation, like layout-conditioned transformers and diffusion-based layout-to-scene methods produce structured 3D content. However, rendering a clean, realistic full panorama from just top-down evidence remains challenging. Why this is very hard, there are three challenges. The challenge 1 is sparse occluded cues. A top-down view gives good footprints and adjacency, but no height information and weak visibility cues. Thin objects or occluded items easily disappear. The challenge 2, 2D to 3D ambiguity and geometric consistency. The same footprint admits many 3D explanations without a global constraint. Panoramas show viewpoint-dependent geometry, bent walls, drafting doors, inconsistent occlusions. The challenge 3 is realism and structure both. Preserve the furniture's true to material appearance in the panorama while strictly enforcing accurate wall geometry, like geometry-aware photorealism with both color fidelity and structural consistency. A solution is a three-stage cost-to-real design. The first is volumetric occupancy estimation. It's named algorithm. The second is coarse panorama rendering. And the third is photorealistic synthesis, the panel G, conditioned on the rendered geometry. Like we solve the three challenges. The stage 1, volumetric occupancy, algorithm. From the top-down input and the camera pose, algorithm predicts a 3D occupancy field of the room, walls, large furniture masses, openings. It's not a fine mesh, it's a geometry scaffold that captures where matter likely is. In ablations, removing this step causes diffusion to draft and break layout. Stage 2 is cross-panorama rendering. We volumetrically render a panorama from the occupancy, producing a depth panorama encoding globally consistent geometry and a coarse color panorama. Colors are projected or copied from the top down to maintain rough appearance. This step guarantees straight walls across the correct seam, plausible parallax, and correct occlusion ordering. Stage 3 is photorealistic synthesis, the panel gene. Finally, the panel gene is a diffusion refiner conditioned on depth and coarse color. Conditioning anchors the generative precise rendered structure. So we add textures, materials, and lighting without bending geometry. This directly answers challenge 3, structure preserving realism. Training uses 3 losses. The denoising MSE for the diffusion processes, an alignment loss that ties refined outputs to the rendered depth structure, and a color histogram loss that keeps the global charm material distribution consistent with the top-down cue. We train and evaluate on two challenging real-world indoor datasets, the Matplotlib 3D and the Gypsum. They provide diverse geometry and textures, and they let us test both fidelity and generalization. Against the strong cross-view and panoramic baselines, Top2Pano improves both structural matrix and perceptual quality. Across Matplotlib 3D and Gypsum, our panoramas look realistic and remain layout faithful. We apply 5 design choices. When we drop any modular, the performance decreases. The full model wins consistently, showing each component is necessary. And is the generalization. Train on Gypsum, test on Matplotlib, and vice versa. Structure holds and the person remains plausible. Evidence that the geometry prior is dataset agnostic. Whether the floor plan is sketched or software designed with color, our method runs reliable and yields realistic panoramic images. Our method is structure-aware and controllable. Simple plan edits like deleting the sync block and faithful reflected in the panorama. With LoRa fine-tuning from a single image, we can change the panoramic image's styles, materials, and lighting. This slide shows our limitations. The right numbers marks failure spots in each panorama and corresponded to the legend on the left. For example, the 1 is missing fan, and you can see in ground truth the 1 is a fan, but our prediction don't have this fan. Please scan the QR code for paper and code. Thank you for listening.